So today I'm going to be doing a couple things to the daily, the Corolla XRS. Two of the important things I'm going to be doing are replacing the PCV, and I'm going to be swapping out the hoses as well, because you can see right here it's been leaking a lot of oil from the breather. So luckily I do have new ones OEM for these hoses. If you guys are interested in the part numbers, here they are. I'm going to move away from the speaker because I don't want to get my video copyright infringed. So I have this hose right here, that's the part number, and basically this one is like $50. I didn't realize this, but it has two hoses. It has this, I think it's this bigger one right here, and then this one right here. So it's two hoses in one. I don't know why Toyota didn't separate those. Kind of forces you to buy two hoses when this hose over here is, or this one over here is perfectly fine for me. I don't understand, but anyways. And then this one over here that runs to the PCV itself is this one over here, and then the actual PCV itself. So that's for today's agenda. I'm also going to be replacing the spark plugs. Haven't done that in a long time. And on load, I do have a misfire from cylinder number 1, and I also do have replacement spark injectors. So I'm gonna at least swap out this one. I do have new O-rings for it so that it doesn't leak out. Get the stock air box removed as well, because I have my cold air intake over here. I just recently passed smog. The intake's not carb legal, so I have to put the aftermarket engine intake now. So it makes the Corolla XRS sound super quiet with the stock air box. So let's go ahead and replace that right now. So I already have my stock air box removed. It's over here, all the components. Pretty much this is all what the OEM system is. It's identical to the Celica GTS. You have your butterfly valve right there. That's usually in the front of the air box for the GTS. And then you have your hose for your secondary air injection pump that goes right back into the intake. So here it is, how it is removed. I don't want to show you guys on this video how to do that, because I have 2 whole videos on how to remove it and install it, because I have to deal with this every 2 years because of California smog emissions. And also you guys can see I removed those hoses as well. The one that goes to the PCV was actually still pretty good, but I think I'm just gonna hold on to this one for any future Corolla that I do get, because these hoses are kind of expensive. I think this one was about $25, so I'm gonna hold on to that one. But I already got the oil packs removed, and that one's leaking a little bit. Shouldn't be too bad. That one's should be fine. This is the misfiring one, and it only misfires at high load. So I believe, to me, that leads me to believe that it's a fuel related issue, that it's not sending enough fuel as in the high RPM. So that's why I kind of want to replace the injector. But at the same time, I'm going to replace the spark plugs, because I haven't replaced these in a long time. Don't think the spark plugs themselves are bad, but I'd be surprised if they're actually really clean, just for the fact that I do beat on this car a lot. Like I rev this car a lot. I mean, that's what the 2ZZ is, right? So I'm gonna take off this coil pack, I guess, cover, or not the cover, but the wire cover, and move it out of the way so I can clean up this whole area right here with some purple power. But let's go from there. So I just went ahead and replaced my spark plugs already. Switched around the coil packs just to be sure that the coil pack number 1 is not the cause. So I threw the coil pack 1, 2, 4 and 4, 2, 1. So if I do get a misfire again for cylinder number 1, which I hopefully think I won't, after I swap out the injector, then we should be good, or we should know what's the issue, the coil pack. But here are the spark plugs I took out. They just look like normal spark plugs. They don't look like they've been too bad. I mean, you guys be the judge. They look like they're not misfiring. Obviously they show signs of heat. You can see. Damn, this camera really doesn't want to focus. I'm so sorry, guys. But anyways, just replace those. So we're gonna throw on the stock airbox since or the engine cold air intake, since I got a lot more space to work with. So I got my cold air intake installed. As I said, there's a whole video on how I install it and uninstall it for those in California that need to get smogged every 2 years. Bumper's already secured, headlights already secured, and you can see that the filter sits behind the bumper over there. So everything's secured. I just gotta switch over the MAF, and right now I'm in the process of removing my PCV. So I think it's already loose. Quick way to tell if these are bad is you want to give it a shake test, and if you hear the, see, this one's still pretty good. So this is still pretty good, but I mean, I already have the new one. I'm just gonna switch it over. It doesn't cost that much. I think it was like $5 or $7. So this one still works. So as I said, I'm just gonna switch it over since I already have it. So if you guys are interested, there's the part number right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and install it. So there you have it. It's already installed. It's actually a 19mm socket. And just want to stop until it starts getting a little tight. Easy way to tell if these are good or bad. Check this out. So this is my good one. Hello everyone. This is Seabass 2ZZ. I'm cringe. But here's the bad one. I'm like literally putting on my pressure. Nope, doesn't want to bend or doesn't want to compress. So now I'm gonna switch over the clips on each end to the new hose. Same deal with the other hoses. Check this out. Damn, these are done for. But I'm just gonna hold on to these just in case, because there's every now and then that we do get a 2ZZ equipped vehicle and these are completely broken off, and we just want to put something for the customer for the meantime until they can get their own hoses, because we be doing the timing chain covered gasket jobs at home, and sometimes we take these off and they just completely break. This one didn't break off, so at the very least, as I said, it could be a substitute for when the customer has time to go return or go buy their own. So I'm gonna save these. So again, in the throttle body video that I do have on my YouTube channel, you guys would know that this is a Celica throttle body, and you can see that the orientation of the pipes are almost hitting each other. So typically the XRS one is coming out this way, so that gives you more room to, I guess, route the hoses. But because the Celica one is kind of almost hitting, there's a trick to getting the hoses in, and that is you have to install both of them at the same time, like feed both in at the same time, and try to get these loose as well. So can't really do it with one hand, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. So this is what I'm pretty much saying. You want to feed both in at the same time and pull these one by one and just kind of wiggle them in until they're all the way seated. So there you have it. Got those installed. As well. And the only reason I separated this one from, I believe it's this hose, is because they would be like this and it'd kind of be all funky and wonky, so I kind of removed them. And I'm actually glad I am getting this one replaced, because this one's actually pretty damn hard. So look at that. Let me actually take this so you guys can see. So you can see it's actually cracked. So that's a good thing I'm getting the hose replaced. So we're gonna go ahead and replace this one real quick. So I set aside the injector for cylinder number 1. Hopefully this is the reason to my misfire at higher RPM. I didn't do proper diagnostic, but also it's a good thing I'm gonna be switching out the O-rings for the injectors, because you can kind of see, if I zoom in, you can see that they're cracking. Look at that. Don't mind the dirty fingers, guys. But I do have new ones. I do have new injector O-rings. There's the part number. Oh, I actually got cut off. So there's the part number for the injector O-ring. If you guys do want to get them, I highly suggest you guys do it, because look, just this alone lets me know that these were bad. So hopefully that does solve my misfire higher RPM, and it's just like slipping through. So 2, 3, and 4, I just left those intact and changed out the O-rings on them. And cylinder number 1, I did replace the fuel injector. So I did keep the bad one here for in the future. I probably will get it flow tested and see what's up with it. And then I have my 3 other spares over here from the junkyard. So I'm gonna eventually send these and get them flow tested. I'll make sure to mark this one so they can know if this one was actually spinning at a lower speed or lower rate than the other ones. So we're gonna leave those for another day. But other than that, I did everything today. I did the PCV, did the 3 hoses, this one. Both of these were cracked over here on this side, or not cracked, but just super brittle. And for some weird reason, this one over here was super hard right here. So luckily I did get them replaced, all 3 PCV, 1 injector, all 4 injector O-rings. We put our cold air intake back, made sure it's connected. Gonna go ahead and probably zip tie this somewhere before I leave, and I think that's it. So we're gonna go ahead and start and see what happens. Just to show you guys my mileage. Don't need to hide it from anyone. Oof. Oh no! There we go. Just needed a little bit of oomph from, I guess, when I was swapping out the injectors. So let's go check, make sure the injectors aren't squirting bad. There we go. So everything's good. We all saw. Sounds pretty good. That ticking noise, that's literally common for these 2ZZs. Plus it is a high mileage engine, so if it gets to 300,000 miles, I'll actually be very happy because I do plan to supercharge this. I do have the whole Grady supercharger, but I need to get a whole new different radiator setup. So that's trial and error. We have to figure out something else to do. But other than that, I think that's it, guys. Everything seems to be in order. Did take a couple times to turn on, but seems to be good. MWR pulleys right there. So I think we're good. Getting some premium. Car's running pretty good, so we're about to head on home. I'm tired. God damn, Central Valley gas is cheaper.